All right, everybody. Welcome to another quick and short episode of Tacos en Europa. I am Jorge.
My name is Edgar.
We're here to talk about the new call-up for the national team by Jimmy Lozano. This is his second list since he became the new head coach of our national team. And man, just before I call out the list, way better than the last one. I know that one of them was due to an injury, not because he wanted to do it, but we'll talk about that in a second, man. But let me go ahead and tell you these names, and then we'll start saying how we feel about it, okay? So we're going to start with our goalies, who are Julio Gonzalez, Ángel Malagón, Guillermo Ochoa, and Antonio Rodriguez. Our defenders are going to be Kevin Álvarez, Gerardo Arteaga, Jesus Gallardo, Víctor Guzmán, Ramón Juárez, Cesar Montes, Jorge Sánchez, and Johan Vázquez. Going over to the midfield, it's going to be Edson Álvarez, Luis Chávez, Sebastián Córdoba, Jordi Cortizo, Luis Romo, Marcel Ruiz, and Eric Sanchez. To finish off with our strikers, which are going to be Uriel Antuna, Santiago Jiménez, César Huerta, Raúl Jiménez, Irving Lozano, Henry Martín, and Orbelín Pineda. Inge, what do you see here as an improvement from the last call-up?
In general, I think is most of the players that are in good form are there. You know, like the goalkeepers, maybe you can say, you have 4 goalkeepers.
Yeah.
And 3 of them are over 30 years old. I mean, you could slide there someone younger. I think instead of either Antonio Rodriguez or Julio Gonzalez, there could have been a call-up for Urteaga, who's having a pretty good season. And I mean, the 4th keeper isn't going to play. Isn't going to play. So you could give it to a younger player that can make something out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you have Malagón there, but I mean, really, it's like, if you want to call him a Mexican that's in form, it's Urteaga. And he's still a youngster, so it's like...
I mean, to be fair, Julio Gonzalez is having a fantastic season, but he's 32 years old. I mean,
like, he has nothing to do here anymore. I mean, it's I don't know. It's just the never-ending goalkeeper conversation that we have. But I think it's just... It's good that we have Ochoa and Malagón at least, so then the rest is just whatever it is, what it is. But going over to the defenders now, we have a new name on this list and another name that we missed in the last list. So we have Víctor Guzmán comes back and Ramón Juárez makes his debut in this list.
I mean, maybe you could say either Sanchez or Kevin Álvarez should have been called. I'm not sure why Julián Araujo isn't here. I think he's injured, I suppose.
Yeah, he left injured the last match.
Yeah,
or Las Palmas, so I think it has to do something with that.
But other than that, no notes, right?
I mean, Arteaga is like...
Arteaga is pretty in a bad place, but who else? Angulo didn't do well. You can't keep calling players that are doing well. I mean, at least you have to give them a call-up, like, as a sign of, you fucked up, you need to regain form and come back.
I think out of all of these, I mean, you know me, I used to be a very big like Arteaga preacher, but I'm noticing right now he's not at the level that he's supposed to be. But I think out of all these, Arteaga is going to be the one that is least in form, if we don't count Jorge Sanchez and his lack of play, So I think overall I like it. I like the defenders we have over here. For the midfielders, man, Marcel Ruiz comes into
finally.
Like we only had to yell at Jimmy Lozano for like months for him to have months. Right? And Achacha had to get injured.
And Héctor Herrera had to get injured. But still he listened.
Yeah.
Tata Martino preferred calling, I mean, whoever instead of youngsters, was a mess.
Yeah, but I like this midfield, man. We have a good mixture of like defenders, ball movers, and attackers.
You put in Córdoba. The midfield
it looks good. You
cool.
have a good. You could do a good little mix of whatever you want, and then consider Orbelín Pineda, who is in the classified as an attacker, but going on to the attackers, we do have a pretty good thing. I think the only thing I would change here is maybe like Lainez for Antuna or anybody for. I mean, like. Lainez can at least work on both sides if you need it. He was doing good the last 2 match days. Antuna hasn't really done anything to come back. I know we're short on wingers, but
the thing is,
I don't know, man.
Antuna does something that no one else does. So he's the one true winger we have, like a full on run the one true winger. No, he's the guy that can run the channel, the wide channel, and we don't have anyone else. Sometimes Lozano can do it. Sometimes Pineda can try to do it, but other than him, without him, we have no other winger. I'm not saying he should be a starter, even though he probably will be.
Yeah.
But he's good enough as a substitution.
The winger to wing them all. As
The winger to wing them all.
Yeah, man. Like I like the call up overall. You have those two shots of Ramon Juarez and Marcel Ruiz that coming into this lineup for the first time. You have obviously the best of the best here. You have Lozano, you have Jimenez, you have Santi Jimenez, you have Huerta, Edson Alvarez. Obviously, Luis Chavez comes back. He's been doing great in Russia. We have our both star defenders here, Montes, Vasquez, Ochoa has been doing pretty okay over there as well. Like, I think we have the best we can have now for a strong 11. And then we have some pretty decent subs to come in there. Maybe have like a mixture team against Ghana. Against Ghana, and then have like a full out starting 11 against Germany.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see Montes and Vasquez against Germany.
Yeah,
like I want them to play against a strong opposition.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm excited about it.
So you're thinking it's gonna be like that? You think it's gonna be like a B team against one and then an A team against the other? Or think it's gonna be full blast both?
I think the first game is gonna be trying the system again, just like getting Lozano in the mindset, trying to fit. We finally have the full midfield.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, we were saying I would like if Ambriz was called, but I don't know who I kicked out of this midfield. We have like 7 players, and all 7 of them are in great place. So, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Romo anymore, but you can kick it out. He has been really stellar for Jimmy Lozano.
The truth is that like whatever goes on with Romo, like for the national team, he's been good, or at least he hasn't been bad for the national team. So like not to kick him out. I would switch him for Ambriz if I'm being honest with you, but I'm not mad that he's there instead of him. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I get it. I mean,
I'll take Marcel Ruiz. I'll take it.
Yeah. And the fact that we get Chavez and Sanchez back, you put them, both of them, with Edson Alvarez, and you have a very nice holding midfield.
Yeah.
You can get the ball out of them.
Good age in there, good little average age in the midfield, and like you got people that can run for you, man. So for sure. Yeah, man. So this is gonna be the second call for Jimmy Lozano. Way better. I was telling him like I'm gonna need some youngsters in the next one, or I'm gonna start losing some confidence in him. So I'm glad he was able to bring out something cool. Another great showcase also by the social media team, giving out all these players. It was a cool concept. It took forever. It took like an hour, more than
an hour and a half. Yes.
To take them out, but it was still creative. I enjoyed it. It was like the last time with the Loteria. Hopefully they do it again. If they do it again next time, they'll speed it up a little bit. But it was a cool little system, and even the little graphic looks kind of cool. But all right, guys, we will see you guys still on Monday to talk about the European football. We had some Champions League football happen. We had some Europa League football, and even a little bit of Conference League that we will talk about in the next week. So don't be sure to miss that, and we will see you guys on Monday.
See ya.